this is a really difficult event to put on with 32 teams, including men and women together. It's not easy, and what the University of Georgia is able to pull off is special, and congratulations to them, and thank you.
Brian, what was the significance of Richie's win at number one? I mean, you still would have had two chances at 5 and 6, but you would have had to win both of those had he lost at one.
I consider Alexander Richard one of the most improved players over the course of the last year that I've ever worked with, and he kept plugging away, and he was so resilient. And he lost a close one against arguably the best player in the country against Ohio State in a really close match in a tiebreaker in the third. And we had a few talks over the last day, and he just kept believing, and I'm just so proud of him. He deserves so much credit for what he's done for the team and the program. He's been totally unselfish in his time here, and he's grown so much as have the rest of the players. And I always call this guy the biggest warrior that I've ever coached. I mean, JC Aragon, all he does is come through. He's Mr. Clutch, and when he was one of the last matches on, I was pretty comfortable.
Brian, can you just talk about what this means to you going out like this?
Yeah, it's just really hard to do, to win this tournament, and that's something that we certainly wanted to do, but what we set out to do is control what we could and not have any regrets. So regardless of the outcome here, I know that the players would have been proud of what we've accomplished this year with winning the national indoors, the ACC tournament, and now the national championship. But they just stuck with each other and the entire program all year, and I couldn't ask for a better group of guys to end my collegiate coaching career with. I'm excited about the opportunity to have an impact in American tennis. It's something I've always wanted to do, so I think the timing's right, and I'm excited about it.
Brian, when you're courtside and you got your one foot on the bench and your chin rests on your hand, is it running through your head at all that this is the last time you're going to go through this at Virginia?
Well, you ask a tough question there, Jeff. I don't believe so. I think I was so focused on trying to keep Henrik on his match, because you got to play every point. I mean, again with the scoring system, which certainly is exciting, and then the parity in college tennis, I mean, you just can't take a point off, and that's something we talk about all the time, and credit to these guys for what they've accomplished. So special.
Tomorrow, when you wake up, for the first time in 21 years, you're not going to have, well, you have your team, but you're not going to have an active team. Obviously, your role is going to be different. What is going to be different for you? What are you going to, be missing the most?
Well, I miss the players. I just absolutely love the players. The relationships I've been able to build with current and former players over the years has been nothing less than amazing. It's one of the most gratifying experiences of my life. So that's going to be tough to let go, but at the same time, now I get an opportunity to work with some of the best Americans in the world. And one of my ambitions years ago was to have as big an impact as I can on American tennis, and I have an opportunity, and I'm going to do everything I can to support Martin Blackman and the entire development area of U.S. tennis, and I'm excited about it, and it's an opportunity of a lifetime.
Are you back in Athens next year as a fan?
I will be back here as a fan as long as I'm not at the French Open, which unfortunately I'll probably be there. But college tennis is pretty special, but I will assure you this: when I am at the French Open, I will be watching this as much as I am the French.
JC, because it was indoors with only 4 courts, you had to sit out the first portion of singles. Where were you during those first 4 matches, and kind of what was that like, knowing that the chances are it would come down to the final 2 matches, one way or another?
Yeah, I mean, it was a very intense doubles point, and I felt like I used a lot of energy cheering on the guys, so I knew I had to kind of go away during the singles. I couldn't, if I kept doing that, I was just going to get exhausted, and there's no point in doing that. So I was hanging out in the locker room for a little. I was coming in and out just to check the score so I can go warm up and stuff, but I was trying to do as little as I could while still supporting the guys, just because, if something didn't go as planned or we start down, every point counts. So I needed to make sure I controlled everything that I could, and thankfully I wasn't able to get as distracted as it's super easy to get distracted out there with all the noise and stuff. So I think I did a really good job about that.
JC, how important is it to have been here before, to have been in one of those last couple of matches on and having that pressure?
Look, to be honest, none of that matters when you're serving up match point for an NCAA title. That kind of all goes out the window, and you got to just kind of sack up and toss the ball and hit it because it's not going to go in on its own. So yeah, I mean, I'm sure it helped a little bit, but at the end of the day, you still got to kind of, understand, what the situation is, and just go through your head how I was going to play it, what I was going to do, and take it 1 point at a time.
Were there a lot of, you were up 5-1, and then obviously your opponent won that, second game. Was there a lot of excitement, pressure? Like, were you, holding your breath because you knew that, hey, any point right now will get us the championship?
Yeah, I mean, I was getting very anxious. I was rushing a little bit, which isn't great, I guess, especially when the guy likes it when I was playing fast. So I really needed just to take my time and slow down. Because in those moments you get so anxious, it's so easy to, try to go for a winner or try to come in at the wrong time. So I was really trying to, kind of restrain myself and make sure I hit the right shots. And if the guy comes up with something big, then that's out of my control.
Richie, what was the difference in this match with Schneider than when you played him in the ACC tournament?
I would definitely say my mindset was a lot different than what it was at ACC's. I just really focused on playing for the team. I focused on the match. I focused on, doing the little things outside of the court, and I didn't really, and probably an important part was also I didn't think about the ACC match or me losing to him. Every day is something new.
Richie, this is now your third championship. What makes this one special?
Definitely the team. I mean, the team is everything. We're a very close team, and we really genuinely love each other, and it's just so much fun being out there with all of your friends, just having a good time, playing these tight matches against these amazing teams, and it's just a fun time. Yeah.
Either one of you, Bolin stressed, throughout this whole tournament that he didn't want to make it about himself. He wanted you guys to focus on, what you had to do individually. How tough was it to kind of not make it about him after all that he's done for you?
I mean, it's kind of, I wasn't really thinking about that when you have 75 UVA fans or 100 UVA fans yelling at you, and then you got the Tar Heel fans, and then you got your team. As much as I love Brian, he was the last thing going on in my mind at the moment. I was trying to really stay on my court, but again, before the tournament, Brian told us the team who loves each other the most is going to be the one who wins it, and we knew coming into the final that UNC really, they're a very close team, and it was just as he predicted, two teams that, they have so much heart and they really believe in each other and love each other, and that, at the end we were able to get it done, but, it could have gone a different way tomorrow, but, it just kind of what he talks about is kind of, it really shows up in the matches, how much you believe in guys, how much you believe in yourself, if you can lead yourself out there, how you can lead other guys, and I really think everything he's taught us kind of, especially in those crucial moments, it shows up, and that's what kind of helped me get through my match, and I know that's what helped other guys get through theirs.
Coach,
One last question.
okay. Coach, how have you seen the freshmen grow throughout the year?
Oh my. In all my years of coaching, I've never seen a group of freshmen grow like these young men have. I mean, it's just been amazing. I'm sure that they would second that. They've come a long ways, both personally, as well as professionally. I'm just so proud of them, and I know their futures are so bright. So I remember a lot of our first year together, and they grew up a lot, and that's what it's all about. And I also want to just take a minute to thank the University of Virginia and Charlottesville. What the University of Virginia has done to support me over the years has been incredible, and I'm really grateful for that. I love Charlottesville, and my wife and I and family will certainly be back to support the athletic department, the university in Charlottesville, and anywhere we came over the years. But I'm just really grateful for the opportunity I've had over the last 16 years.
Jerry's going to ask one last question, and then we are really done.
Richie, it's been quite a ride with Brian. Can you talk about what it's meant to play for him and learn from him?
Yeah, for sure. My experience at UVA and with Brian and the other staff was just the best thing that could happen to me, because as he said before, us coming in as freshmen, I was quite a different person when I first came, who really needed some guidance, and he could have tossed me out after my first year, but he stuck with me. He helped me see the light in that way. and I really I feel like I really improved as a person and as a tennis player, and I'm very grateful for everything the university and the coaches have given me.
But his forehand is still massive.
Thank you.
Don't forget that one.
I like talking about that.
That's been there before.
All right, thank you very much.